Okay, everything back on the tripod again. I'm going to leave center to dry for now, and I'm going to start looking at some of our little knickknacks that came with your kit. One of the ones that came with your kit was a pull-along toy. Now I in fact used my duck and made it into the pull-along toy, which is going to look like that when we finished. Some of you were lucky enough. I in fact cut up the beads for you, but I think after I got to about 30 beads I was getting a bit tired of doing it. But for those of you that have to still separate your beads, you just take your sharp scalpel and carefully where the ridge is, push into the ridge gently like that, and you will in fact separate them to single wheels. Whoops, okay, without losing them like I just did. There we go. There I can hear it cutting through. You can take your little piece of wood and you can decide depending what you want to put on it as your pull toy. I had all kinds of different little things, and for this particular one I'm going to make it a bunny pull toy. So I've had a look at how big I need the front. Now last night when I was playing here I actually was drilling a hole and ended up breaking this one, so I'm going to just trace off around it again with a Koki like that, so that I can cut that front piece with a scalpel or with a craft scissors. Craft scissors works quite nicely on this. This wood is not thick. There we go. Now I love using my old emery boards, and I use this now to round it off and give it a nice shape. I'm going to leave you to do that so long while I sand this one down. Now you could put anything on a pull toy. I mean, I've seen pull toys with little dogs and cats and horses and donkeys, and I think it really is up to you. It's a toy. Now there are two ways we can do the wheels for this toy. I just want to mark our little hole in the middle there. If you've got a drill, obviously a drill would be a little bit easier. My Dremel is still packed from when I gave up the shop, so I'm going to just use my scalpel, my ever faithful scalpel, and make my hole gently. Take it from this side again and just gently, don't push too hard, because if you push it you will probably snap it like I did last night. And we've got a nice little hole there. Okay, we can sand it. If you want to change the shape, you can sand it down. I think sanding with a sanding block just makes it so much easier than trying to work with a small piece of sandpaper. Make that hole slightly bigger there. Now you can use any cotton, any thick thread, you can use a colour. I just happen to have the black on my desk, so I'm going to use the black again. Alright, once you've put your hole in, you can just thread your threads through. Now you should have two beads. One goes at the bottom. I'm just too thick for that one, so I'm going to just thread it through. And I'm going to do a double sailor's knot, which is 1, 2, and pull it nice and tight, and you'll see your bead will keep it in place. Don't make your cord too long. Remember, it's for a doll to pull, and your children dolls are not very big. I'm going to just do another double knot here quickly. Fairly close. There we go. And there we go. Now you can put a drop of glue if you want to on your hole on this side and just let it sit like that. And there it is. It will dry quite comfortably like that. Now there are two ways you can do your wheels. The one would be to use a very thin dowel stick or skewer stick and just measure it off and decide what size you want your wheels. I want to just mark that quickly. Now most of these thinner dowel sticks you can just cut with the scissors. As I'm cutting, I gently sort of turn it so that it'll cut off, and then I'll just sand it down. There we go. And middle piece. And once again our sanding block, just clean up those edges where we cut it. And if this is the method you're going to use, put a stripe of glue and lay your wheels out on the glue like that. Remember, you'd have two. I'm not going to sand the other one because I'm in fact not going to do my wheels like that for this particular one. I'll use those for another project. I want to use my beads that I've cut, and I want to just mark where my wheels must go, and drop of glue. Turn it around slightly, there we go. You may want to just sand the edge where you cut it, just gently. Okay. And I like to just, again, love my clothing pegs because they're just so handy. I'm going to just peg it like that and leave it like that to dry.